And I would like to understand, because in general you've mentioned air pollution. What is the leading cause of air pollution? You can separate that and tell us the leading cause of air pollution in cities and in our rural setting, so that we are able, as viewers and those who are interested in this topic, we are able to look at areas of intervention.
Okay, so for the rural settings, the major causes of air pollution are mainly, biomass cook stoves. So the traditional way of cooking, where we use firewood, or a few modern rural families would use charcoal for that matter. They also use kerosene, either for cooking or for lighting. So these are some of the main causes of air pollution in the rural setting. But most significantly is open burning of agricultural waste. So a lot of times when we are clearing our shambas to prepare them for the planting season, once we clear the crop residue or we clear the bushes, then what we do is we set them on fire. And when you do that, then all that smoke that goes up in the atmosphere causes a lot of air pollution. Also, in the household setting, when we collect our waste from the house, sometimes we just take it to the back of the house and just set it on fire. Sometimes that may be, mixed waste. It could have, plastic items, paper and other materials that when we set them on fire, then they release toxics that then cause air pollution.
They think just hold it there, because this is a common practice here in the cities and even back in the village, whereby people just collect waste. They don't care what is there. Sometimes we have electronic waste, we have the plastic, we have the organic waste, and we burn it together. I didn't know that is such a danger. And you, the viewer who is watching me, I know you can contribute by ensuring that this practice dies, at least in your household. And you'll know that by making it such a practice come to an end, you'll be contributing to the good quality of our air, and you'll be saving even your neighbor. I didn't know that one way of taking care of our neighbors is by taking care of our environment. And I think you can expound more and just give your advice to the people who do that.
A lot of the waste in the rural setting is waste that gets composted. So you could actually get manure for your farm by composting a lot of this waste within the rural setting, and thereby so you have benefits of getting manure for your shambas, but also avoiding polluting the air that then affects your health and the environment. Now, for the urban setting, again, open burning of waste is one of the major sources, but in town settings, it happens not in the agricultural waste setting, but household waste. And the main challenge we have in Kenya, for example, is that we do not have proper landfills that can manage the waste that comes from the industrial sector and from the domestic households. So we take our waste into these open dump sites, like the Dandora dump site. And a lot of times the city authorities either set the waste on fire intentionally, or sometimes as a result of accumulation and therefore emission of some of the gases like methane, they flare by themselves. The fires just start naturally. So once this happens, then it pollutes the air in the cities. Traffic is also for Nairobi, for example, is one of the major sources of air pollution. We have a lot of cars. Currently, they say that Kenya has just about almost 3 million cars in the country cumulatively, and about a third of this, or 30% thereabouts, are suspected to be just within the the larger Nairobi metropolitan area.
Ah, okay.
So
out of the 3 million.
Out of the 3 million.
That's huge.
Yeah. So with this kind of vehicle population and traffic congestion, the traffic jams that we experience on a daily basis, the cumulative effect of the fumes that come from the motor vehicles, especially the matatus and the heavy trucks that use diesel, contributes a lot to the overall air pollution in the city. And then we have the industrial sector where we have different industries operating, for example, cement manufacturing. We have some power plants that use diesel to run,
To power their plants.
to power their plants. So these are also, major contributors of air pollution within the city settings.
Yeah.
We have policies that are intended to address air pollution. At national level, within the administration of NEMA, we have what we call the air quality regulations of 2014. So NEMA has been trying to implement this, and what these regulations do is they try to regulate emission of air pollutants from different sectors. So for example, there are provisions that relate to air pollution that comes from factories. They also have provisions that tend to regulate emissions from the motor vehicles, also from open waste management and many other sectors. If you look at the Kenyan constitution, the county governments also have a role when it comes to air pollution management. So what we need to do as the world community collectively is to set targets. Of course, there is the target to achieve many countries now, like in Europe and others, have set targets as soon as 2050 to achieve net zero economies. For Africa, of course, we haven't set targets like those, but I think the world is going in that direction, and we need to do so. I was just reading an article today. The entire European community that is made up of, I think, 27 countries now, they have passed a resolution that beginning 2035, they are no longer going to produce or purchase vehicles within the EU community that run on either petrol or diesel. They would have to be 100% zero emissions, which means possibly electric vehicles. And that's the target that many countries need to do if we are to tackle the problem of climate change.
Yeah, and I think that is good progress. And I would like us to look at some of the solutions that we can be able to explore.